Hey guys, it's Avondale, and welcome back to another episode of Behind the Walls, where I take you behind the walls of the Noxcrew Gameshow games. I'd like to remind you, as always, that if you haven't seen today's episode yet, make sure to look in the top right-hand corner of your screen somewhere. There's a little box that has a clip from today's episode playing. You should be able to click that box and go watch that episode now before we spoil it for you. So now that you've had a chance to do that, I would like to introduce you to today's guest. I have Thonax again.
Hey guys, I'm back.
And 2 episodes in a row, wouldn't you know it?
Yep.
So I actually had you on because you were one of the original creators of Blocksketball, weren't you?
Yeah, I created this game with Sniglets back in the days.
Back in the days, that's right. This is one of the older games on the game show, and we're actually standing here in the original Blocksketball arena.
Yeah.
This is straight out of Season 1. And I wanted to show you guys this because we're actually going to take you on sort of a tour of every Blocksketball arena we've ever made. The one that you saw in today's episode will be been the 3rd one you've seen in episodes, but we actually have about 3 more than that exist, and so we're going to swing around and show you those in a second. But yeah, first of all, I always like admiring old Noxcrew Game Show builds because at the time, this was a pretty cool looking room.
Yeah.
But now looking at it in hindsight, the possibilities that Minecraft has are so much greater. Who worked your little convenience store over here? Was this the butcher? I feel like it might have been.
Supposed to be the butcher.
Yeah, I'll bet he was.
It was the butcher shop.
Huh. What did he serve?
Chicken.
Duh. Alrighty, that was probably... Well, actually, I guess there's one more interesting thing we can look at here. Look down here, through the floor. This is how the scoring mechanism used to work before hoppers. The water would wash it down over here onto this pressure pad. I could probably bust out through here. You can see that the pressure pad hooked up to something that's since been destroyed. Crazy amounts of redstone wire went around, and these would have actually hooked up to the manual scoreboard that they had. Previously. We edited a lot of it out when we were trimming this up to put it on this map, but it really was something else. The things that they were able to do back in the days before command blocks were pretty impressive.
Yeah, we had that kind of pressure pad connected to a tube that was in the middle of this room, just up here. They would just drop a block down here.
Would drop it straight out, and now we don't need to do that anymore because we have the ball launcher and. Sure is a different day and age. Alrighty, well, shall we go ahead and flip over, maybe put our business suits on and see if we can't find the next one, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, let's go. Yeah, so here we are inside of the Knox Court building. This is sort of our original attempt at the offices of the Noxcrew, everything. It's pretty much everything Noxcrew. These were the original offices for it. These have been around for a very long time, and we wanted to show you sort of this really small iteration of Blocksketball here. This was meant to be like a little recreational gym just outside the hallway of the offices where we do all our work. So you can see here, this is sort of the lobby. You come down the hallway here, and you have bathrooms on the left, and then there's some people's offices up here. It's always kind of neat when we get to come back and see these things because it's so nostalgic. Like, this is the day that I joined the Noxcrew. I got a tour of this building about 2.5 years ago, and we've since rebuilt it entirely, and I think we should probably head over there now, huh?
Yeah, we should.
Okay, so I just came out of the elevator at the new Knox Court offices, and Thonax, why don't you tell us a little bit about Knox Corp's purpose when we rebuilt it?
Yeah, so this was meant to be for a mission that we were working on back in the days called Knox Court and Knox Court News, I think. Yeah, this was the new version that mostly Avondale and his team worked on, as I remember it.
Yeah, and you helped out quite a bit as well, and we were actually working on... this was mostly a set. That was meant to host some type of a show that we wanted to do. we never quite ended up doing the show, but as you can see, we made everything quite a bit bigger. This is closer to a full-size Blocksketball court. You can see how our ramps work. They were quite a bit more difficult to maneuver, especially on the angle than the ones that ended up being in the full game. And I'll tell you, every time I come here, I just want to explore everywhere. That was the personal ass office there. Obviously assistant. There's Shronky's office. That's no one's office. There's a janitor's closet. I think that's your office, isn't it?
Yeah, this is mine.
And then right around here we have, I believe this is Noxite's office in this gigantic 2-story room here. Still have the TV studio, kept pretty much identically to the way that it was first. And then down this hallway here we have some more offices. I think these ones are vacant. I don't know if they ever got claimed. Oh, here we go. Ant claimed one at the end. And then I think upstairs was the majority of where the offices were built. I believe mine's up here as well. This is Noctis's and mine down the same hallway.
Yeah, we were planning on people having offices for themselves and all that.
Yeah, come into my office, Thonax. Somebody changed their head.
Yeah.
Who is that? Rayquaza89 changed his head. Ruining my coffee cup decoration. So sad.
Yes, Avondale?
Yes.
You want something?
I would like those reports on my desk by Monday, please.
Yes, Mr. Avondale.
Yes, absolutely. Fantastic job this year, Thonax.
Yeah, thanks you.
You deserve a raise.
I do. I really do.
Oh man. Okay. Well. Yeah. So that's enough tomfoolery. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next iteration of Blocksketball. And here we are in a familiar place. If you guys watched episode 6 of the pilot season, I'm sure this looks familiar to you. We reinvigorated Blocksketball into Blocksketball Beach, which was literally the same game, just dressed up a little bit. They've all been the same game, but one of the things I've always felt is if we're gonna run the same game over and over, why not redecorate it, you know? Make it look a little nice.
Theme.
Turtle Cove. Oh, actually, while we're here, do you remember the original use of this landscape? Do you remember what we were gonna use it for?
Yeah, this was made to become a game for a sequel to Python's Crypt, I think.
Yeah,
that
you're
Landlord
right.
and his team was working on.
Yep, it was gonna involve running across this bridge or falling onto the turtles and running across them.
Yeah.
The game never really took off, but we certainly figured this area shouldn't go to waste, and that's why we plunked a basketball court down on the shore.
Yep.
Cool, so now that we've gone on our scenic tour of everything, let's head over to the scene of the crime and talk about the episode, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so this ought to look even more familiar to you guys because you just watched in the episode. So now that we're here in the real one, let's talk a little bit about the match that we just watched. So we saw the EVAC crew and the Celestial Ice Dragons playing against each other. They get Blocksketball, and it's always interesting to me when we play Blocksketball in our own personal games because let's say we were to play an 8-minute game of Blocksketball Thonax, right? Like, what would you guess the score would be if Noxcrew people were to play a Blocksketball game?
10-3?
Right around 10-3 or 15-12 or something.
Yeah.
They're always high-scoring games. And it's not because we suck at defense, because the defense is actually pretty good. It's because every single builder who's ever been in the Noxcrew has spent time running around doing this, right? Jumping up, making hoops. Not only that, but when we have the ball, we like to block for people. And you could actually see the score of one of our matches up there. There was one that ended 5-8. Yeah, so let's talk about what the teams actually did, though. Like I said, it always surprises me because the matches that we film for these are generally really low scoring. What would you say that the cause of that is? Do you think it's the difficulty of the hoops or something else in gameplay?
I would say they weren't as aggressive as the other team. Like, the yellow team was just pushing and pushing and pushing all the time. That's
a fair point. I actually, when we were just watching the episode back, I I made a tally. I kept a tally of how many times each team missed shots when they got to the top rung of the stairs coming up here. Blue team scored 1 basket and missed 2 shots, which means they got up to the top step of the ball 3 times. Yellow team scored 2 baskets and missed 6 shots, so they got up to the top 8 times. Yeah, aggression had a really good part to do with it, but honestly, I think it just comes down to blocking when your team has the ball, making sure that you can successfully fend off the other team.
Yeah, a good strategy is always maybe leave someone behind in the courtyard on your side. That's always a good idea.
Yeah, that's true as well. You want to prevent those breakaways.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing we talked about it in the Python script episode a little bit, but Zaypora was just so into this game, saying so many funny things.
Pass it to Z.
Z! Oh, Z!
You're supposed to pass it to me! Come on!
Oh, he pushed
Pass
me.
it. Oh goch, I got kicked out. Where is it? Oh, okay, I see it, I got it!
Wait, where?
This is so intense.
Zabora has it.
Go,
Z,
Z,
Z.
A lot of patching back and forth here, but
Come on, come on, come on.
I'm pushing the yellow team. I'm pushing the yellow team.
and the ball.
You know what? You are not going to win this, Yellow. I refuse to let you win this!
Oh man, at the end of the game, she actually said a really funny one. I don't think it'll be in the episode, but she said, wait a second, was there a timer somewhere? And there's always a timer on the side of the screen when the timer's up. So if I can actually put that up right now, you can see it looked just like that the entire game. And she was like, wait, where was the timer?
Minutes and seconds. Wow.
Yeah, shows you everything. I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, one of those things, I think maybe in the future, when I'm sure we'll continue to replay Blocksketball, but I almost think it wouldn't be a bad idea for us to build a practice court for them to run around on after we tell them the rules, because obviously we don't want them throwing a bunch of junk into my redstone down here. But if we could give them a chance to just practice shooting some baskets, I think that would help them out a little bit.
Yeah.
In the real game.
Because I don't really think any of the teams had any idea what to do, really. You just told them the rules, and they just tried to play the game.
Yeah, exactly. And this is one of those types of games that might be a little bit more fun to watch if we actually were to sort of lead them into it in that way.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to mention from the episode was there was actually the only basket that was scored by the Celestial Ice Dragons in this game was actually a really clutch play.
But she's got a free run. This might be the first point we'll see. No, not again.
Go inside, go!
Who's got it?
Run side!
Go, go,
By
go!
Silver gets all the way for a free
no,
run.
no,
This could be the first point as a reaction, and it is. Cy Silver scores 1.
But basically, there was a block at one end and a missed shot by the evac crew, and then the rebound was recovered by Celestial Ice Dragons, and they just blitzed it up the side and made the layup up the diagonal post on a breakaway. Fantastic play.
Yep.
Absolutely love seeing stuff like that. Okay, very last thing I want to do, I wanted to just punch down through the floor over here. Thonax even fall down with me. I wanted to jump around the redstone for a little bit down here and just kind of show you guys how these different things worked. A couple of interesting things that I got to do for this was we actually set it up so that the whistle that was in via plugin in EP6 would still work in this. So I had a pair of iron boots, and every time I right-clicked them, you can see them go on my feet and then come back off. Just every time they go on my feet, it plays the whistle sound. So that was that was how I used the whistle.
Yeah, you call this redstone, I call it dark sorcery.
Fair enough. Oh, that was that was one of my favorite things that I did this season for sure. Alright, so anyways, thanks a lot to Thonax for coming on the show again, and also for helping to create one of the better game show games, one of the more timeless classics that we've ever seen, Blocksketball.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. Any closing thoughts?
Maybe the blue team will finally win something.
So you're a fan of the blue team then after the yellow team's curse of the first season?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we all have a soft spot for blue in our hearts for sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so until next time, I've been Avondale. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Scene of the crime.
Bum, 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 bum.
Bum 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 bum.
Ba-lum, bum, 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 bum.
Ba-da-dum bum 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 bum.
Da-da-la-da-la-da-la-da-la-da. And here we are.